If your company is struggling with AI adoption, like you have tools that you're not using, you're probably making one of four very common mistakes, what I call the four horsemen of the AI adoption apocalypse. And I'm going to tell you what they are, and I'm going to tell you the actual four things you need to be doing to drive adoption instead. And by the way, if this is you or your company and you care about leveling up, reach out to us. We've worked with some of the biggest companies in the world. We've worked with NASA and McKinsey and PwC and JP Morgan Private Bank and New York Life, ServiceNow, Unilever, Amazon, Microsoft, Blackstone, Google, DaVita, many, many more. Anyway, here's what I have learned. AI adoption is closer to change management than digital transformation, right? The problem is not learning features, it's changing behavior. So here are the four things that don't work, and then I'll tell you what actually does. First thing that does not work, the Lighthouse case. Look what Walmart did. Look what IKEA did. This ROI can be yours, right? Success stories shine bright for like 15 minutes, but nobody walks out knowing what to do on a Monday morning. That's critical. The second thing, the AI champion. This is probably the most common one. Hey, we've assigned evangelists and AI enthusiasts to drive adoption across the firm or the teams. Here's the problem. AI champions can't install new behaviors in other people. In other words, you can have somebody that's great at morning yoga, and that person can teach everybody how to do yoga, but they cannot get everybody up in the morning with that guy doing morning yoga. Why is that? Because one is a learning thing, learning the moves. The other is an actual change in behavior. AI champions do not work for this reason. It's not a behavioral change. That's what you need to use these tools. Use cases. This is also huge. Hey, we've identified the top 10 use cases. Here's why that doesn't work. Use cases are great. And for the entire history of technology, they've always worked, right? But they also train people to think of AI as a tool to use in specific situations. But here's the huge problem. People don't extrapolate to other use cases. So for example, like if you were to tell people, hey, here's 5 use cases for you, they're not going to go and find another 50 use cases. They just don't. Why? Well, I have my theory, but here's the most important thing. If you think about something like electricity, nobody wakes up in the morning and is like, how am I going to use electricity today? What are some good use cases for electricity, right? Instead, you just run into a problem and you use electricity to solve it all day long. That's generative AI. Don't start with the tool. Don't start with what AI can do. Start with what you do, what you need to do. And the fourth is just the tool deployment. Hey, we've rolled out Copilot or we've rolled out ChatGPT to everyone. It's like putting a treadmill in every home in America and expecting to cure heart disease. Access is not adoption. Without behavioral change, the best tools, no matter how good they are going to gather dust on laptops. Okay, real quick, the 4, what we call the AI mindset breakthroughs. That's our company. This is what actually works. You have to think Treadmill, not Excel. AI is not software that you learn, right? It's a capability you develop, right? These large language models, the skill itself is in the behavior. It's not in the knowledge. It's critical. The second thing is forget about prompting. Just ditch that whole prompt myth thing, right? Like stop saying, I don't know how to prompt. There's no difference between effective prompting and having a good conversation. There's literally no daylight. When people said like, oh, here's my prompt library, that's like having a library of things you would say to a coworker. You talk to this thing like a human because it behaves like a human. That is critical. The third thing, this is not Google search, people, right? People treat generative AI, large language models, Copilot, ChatGPT, like it's a search engine. And yes, it can function like a search engine, but here's the problem. Our brains think, give it a command, get an answer, walk away and do your work. That's not how a conversation works, right? So it looks like Google search, but successful usage with large language models, it requires dialogue, not just like a one-shot command. It's really, really critical. You have to think of this as a person. Now your brain fights that. That's what we do with our behavioral training, but you cannot think of this just as a command response walk away machine. And the fourth, as I said, think about electricity, not as use cases. Again, nobody wakes up and is like, I have to find some good ways to use electricity today. Instead, what you do is you start planning your day. What drives value for you? What do you need to do? For me, it's like you wake up, you make coffee, like I need to put on a shirt that was made by electricity and I need to heat my house and I need to go plant blueberry bushes and get my daughter to school and then I got to start work. All these things require electricity, but I'm not thinking, well, that's how I can use it. Instead, you have to think about generative AI like electricity. You have to think about what you do and how generative AI can help you, how your large language model can help you. So start thinking about your day. I don't care if you write down your tasks, whatever you do, but don't start with wondering, what can AI do? It's not relevant. It's so different for everybody. You'll never learn it that way. Instead, start with what you do and systematically apply large language models. Listen, AI adoption fails all the time because organizations are treating it like traditional software instead of trying to do this behavioral transformation that it actually requires. This is a software that behaves like a human. Start building those habits that make AI collaboration as natural as, walking in a dark room and turning on a light switch. It's critical. Okay, if you want to learn more, come over to AI Mindset, come over to our website, check us out on LinkedIn, and let's see if we can help you out.